In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to make a window card that has a layered window in it, like this. I don't know if you could see this, but there's the different colorations here that give you a layered effect. There's another finished sample of the wavy window where we add the photos in here. You open it up and you have your card. This is another one going in a different sort of configuration. And then you open it and there's a reveal for the other images in there. So how I made this is I use this template, the Wavy Window Card template, and it's designed to fit a standard piece of cardstock, scrapbooking cardstock. So it's just about 12 inches. It'll fit the companies that are making them a smidge under 12 inches as well. And it's 6 inches tall, so you can actually get two of them out of a 12 by 12. In fact, that's the fastest way to use it. I just cut the 12 by 12 right in half right out of the gate, and then I just do the other markings. But I'll use this dark piece of cardstock so you can see the particular markings, and then I'll show you what I've done here, stepped out. So all you need to do is trace the perimeter, and on the top you've got to mark these two carets. There's one and there's two, and on the bottom there's caret here and a caret here, 3 and 4. Most critical is keeping this against the edge and this perfectly against the edge, because that'll make sure your card folds and it'll make sure your windows are perfectly layered. So you also trace these, both of these, and then we're going to cut those out. So when I'm done, I end up with something like this. So I've got my two windows cut out. I just use an X-Acto to do that. And the other thing I have to do is I have to put my folds in here. So that's why I use those little carets, those little indices. You're not going to be able to see them, but they're right here. There's a little caret point and a caret point, and I use a straight edge and I just score down there. The template is a good straight edge. You could use a ruler, of course, as well. And then I go point to point on this side and I get my other panel. So this ends up being 3 panels like this, and when you fold it over, you end up with a window here. Now I'll show you how it looks with a contrast by putting something white behind it. So what's really neat about these cards is that you could use them in different configurations. For example, this is like a landscape one, using a computer term, long left to right, but you could also change your embellishment, and then it has a portrait sort of style to it. That's a tall. Additionally, you can truncate these cards so that they're shorter, and they would look something like this. This is a different style template that I use called a pinched window, but this is a 4x4. And additionally, you can even make them tall cards like this, and you can use this one in a landscape or in a portrait fashion depending on your embellishment. Additionally, the templates are so precise that you can actually add multiple windows, and I'll show you how to do that. So in order to get a longer one, I use my dark cardstock again to just demonstrate that. To get a longer one, you would place the template on to the top of the paper, and this is important to make sure that this is exactly lined up and this is exactly lined up, because this is all about 90-degree angles. And then you mark your top caret and your second top caret, and you draw your windows if that's where you want them to be. So the next thing you do is you just slide this down to however long you want it. This, if you know, measure off 3 inches here and you'll have something 9 inches, and it'll fit in a standard business envelope. So if you only wanted it here, what you would do is just make sure you're against this edge and against that edge, and then just draw off the bottom and make sure you get these carets. You could pre-cut this cardstock to be 9 inches long, and then all you'd have to do is just mark the carets at the bottom edge. The other neat thing is I had the windows here, but I could add another window right here if I want, because if this is lined up here, this will perfectly nest into this one. And that's how basically this particular card was made. You can see that I've got the windows, I've got the length, I've got the crease down here point to point, and again I can add multiple windows in here by just adding the template into it. This is a different style. This is the pinched window, and the one I demonstrated just now is the wavy window. But to get the other windows, you would just line this edge up perfectly. If you've already creased it, you would make sure the caret's touching each one of those creases. Now these will absolutely fit nested in one inside the other. So that's the wavy window, like so. These are the samples I showed you on the onset. I love to do something like this where you've got an image and then you open it up and you've got a reveal. And I can truncate this card to be a 4x4 like so. And then I've got this one, I'm using it in portrait style. Layered windows. Wavy window card template.